welcome to the ComiX Market Watch, where we look at the news happening behind the scenes in the industry that brings you comics. Brought to you by Comic Book Advocates, where the love of comics comes first. And make sure to renew your geek card over at Geek Insider. This show is anchored by Mr. Anderson, who is the unboxable advocating creator known as the Indie Comics Devil, who will tempt you with his devilish tales of fetish monsters and more, the giver of free hugs and spanks, and he even has a club you can join called the Sinners Club. Warning and disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed on this live feed are those of the guests, speakers, and or hosts, and do not necessarily reflect the beliefs, official policies, ethics, or positions of the content providers, advertisers, additional hosts, and or guests, hosting sites, groups, or entities attached to this programming. Viewer discretion is advised. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the ComiX Market Watch. I am the comics advocate, Mr. Anderson, here to tell you about the news that's happening today in the industry that brings you comics. So excited to be here. Let's get to it. Let's start sharing off everything that's been going on. Of course, this is our Market Watch showroom right here for you guys to see. And these are all the stories that are covering all the things turning pages and heads in the comics industry and in comics themselves. And it's time that you guys awarded the creators from 2020 for their works. They didn't stop. They kept creating. And you guys, you the fans, you the readers, those of you who have become more than just a fan and have become an advocate for comics, get to pick who wins awards for their work in 2020. We're super excited about this. We're adding awards every day. Make sure that you go over there real quick, subscribe, and vote on all the amazing creators who are up for awards. And our new schedule starts, of course, with Monday with Geek Speak's brand new spinoff, Geek Speak, the comic edition called Indie Speak. So check it out. We have some stuff for you today on that. Of course, today's the Market Watch. Tomorrow, we're going to do backer pause. You have a crowdfunder? Let us know. Go to our Comic Book Advocates site on Facebook called the Comics Newswire. Goes along with this. Thursdays is the forecast. We do have a forecast this week. Excited about that. Friday is weekended. Saturday we take the day off, and Sundays the Sunday Comics Brunch. And every first Friday of the month is, of course, Freaky Friday, and we have all the different newsrooms for you. Here is our actual special newsroom just for our show, where we give you all the things in and in between what we cover today. But we're going to head over to the weekend news and get you everything you need to do to get out of here. And by the way, for your information, assume that the awards halls that we have, that no one knows who you are. In other words, the awards are a great way to get people to also know who you are. So if you're a creator and you're looking to get a bigger audience, put your work in if it qualifies for an award so people can see it. Get your fan base excited. Show them that what you're creating deserves rewarding. And or awarding, I should say, not rewarding, but awarding, because they reward you when they actually buy your books. And we have the crowdfunder of the week. We're picking that for tomorrow. Right now, it looks like the Compendium of Dread could win, but it's a close call because no one's voting. Get over there, make sure that you guys are getting to be part of it, and vote for the kicker of the week. For the record, these are all the kickers that have given us permission to show their videos during the actual show. So it's not every Kickstarter or crowdfunder on, including Indiegokos, but it is there. And of course, we had the Sunday Comics Brunch. We had a pretty good show this week. We'd love for you to come check it out. Up for an award as well under the art category this year, because this year we broke the awards into 4 categories: art, words, crowdfunding, and creation. And we have cover of the year, which is definitely getting some traction. Look at all those votes coming in. Still plenty of time. Our first show doesn't kick off until the 21st of February, and that's when art will be. By the way, all the art topics, all the art awards, I should say, are up for you to vote on. The Comics Breakfast Brunch The new has worn off in this year. We talk about creation and geek stuff. Had a great panel. You guys should definitely check it out. Some amazing creators were talking about their experiences within the world. Black Panther, the Intergalactic Empire of Wakanda, has a trailer, and it's brought to us by by comicbook.com. Check it out. And it's, of course, a Marvel property. Daphne Lange says, check out my interview with George Mendina and Vera Sam today, where we talked about Ego Raven, heir of the first unicorn Kickstarter on their Catch the Crazy podcast. And if you're a comic book fan of Star Wars, you're going to love this Darth Vader preview we have for you, and it might entice you to join the dark side, or at least go to buy a Marvel comic book this week at your local comic book store. Definitely check that out if you're a Vader fan. Just the preview itself was amazing. Speaking of amazing, the crossover collision with Brendan Dean happened, and that's Brendan Dean, not Brendan Dean. Two different people, and they were talking about, of course, Scout crossover collisions. And the new episode dropped on the 11th, and they are going to discuss the two crossovers. And the Scouts Comics CEO, Brendan Dean. Oh, so it was Brendan Dean. I did read it right the first time. Into the Virtual Geek Lodge to stay tuned for more teasers. So definitely check that out. Every comic book published from Marvel, August 1961, in one omnibus. Wow. Talk about a collection. This pivotal month in comics history gets collected for the very first time. So this was just for August, but still, that's kind of interesting to see just 1 month in a year. And you see some famous names here as we're looking at this preview art. And some of you can call some out. Some of you will know who it is. And some of you need to read the book to find out more. Speaking about finding out more, if you guys have a local comic copy of Cat Dad and Supermom and Ella Forgets, make sure to put that onto your list. And that's JAN 211523 if you want to call up and order it today. Brian L. Hawkins gives us a preview of Black Cotton's variant cover from Scout Comics that's only available through Hive Comics. Make sure to get your limited edition exclusives. And the art is by Neil Nielsen, and the pre-orders begin 3 days from now on the 15th at 4 p.m. Comic Book Previews gives you Space Bastards over by Flickering Myth. Check out Space Bastards and see what you're missing out on. It's kind of funny. And this is from Datrick Robinson, the boys, and writer Eric Preston and Joey Aubrey. And it's coming soon, so definitely check it out. C.B. Zane, Into the Suck sci-fi opera featuring Ursula Stormholder, a galactic privateer with the looks of a supermodel but the attitude of a frat boy. She resides in a part of the unknown universe known as the Suck, a desolate area littered with the remnants of the Great Civil War. What starts as just another contract job, go to Earth, absorb an Earthling, drop him off, and collect the payout, quickly spirals beyond her control. Ursula is forced to reach out to her estranged father, the most notorious pirate in the Suck, all while being pursued by the mysterious assassin Azin. This was written by my good friend Keith Thomas, who was taken from us too soon, and the amazing art brought to life by C.B. Zane. And the variant covers by some of the best in the industry right now. Issue number 6 that completes the story arc of the Stormholder Legacy. All back issues will be available as the campaign launches on the 28th. It is a bittersweet moment. I promised my friend I would promote him for as long as there was an ability to promote new material. This will be his last new material that I can promote. And I'm going to do it with such zeal and vigor that you guys are going to be tired of me talking about it. So we're going to make sure his legacy lives on, because it's an amazing project. Comic Book Preview, Future State, Justice League #1 over at Flickering Myth. See what the big buzz is about this new Future State. Evan gives us the fact that the 2021 heats up at Second Sight Studios. Check out what they're working on over there with the great publisher, Second Sight Studios. Also, Crossover brings in a fan favorite indie comics hero, and he's not alone. Crossover is doing amazing stuff. That's Donny Cates' stuff over there at Image. And Will and Shipper, I'm sorry, not Will, but Wild Bull and Shipper I don't know why it always gets me. This is from Richard Rivera. He's bringing the fun back into funny books, and that's going to be available again at your local comic book shop I should say on March 10th. If you have them, order it today using January code JAN211525. And remember, you have to make all these orders by the 18th, and the 18th sneaks up on us next Monday. So make sure you get all those orders in by then. And we have from Sebastian Bonet, creator series Amazon Taco. And join the nerds as they chat with Amy Davis, aka Amazon Taco, voice actor. So definitely check that out. And the comic book preview for Future State Dark Detective. The next Batman may be on the scene, but Bruce Wayne remains part of the Gotham City of DC's Future State event. Check out the official preview brought to us by FlickeringMyth.com. Some tantalizing art from Into the Suck from our good friend CB Zane, as he reminds us that we better mark our calendars because on the 28th, the Into the Suck cover is going to be available, and the cover is from Courtney Rose. And if you want that cover or any other color, make sure that you're looking on Kickstarter on the 28th for Into the Suck number 6. Everything comes to an end. Comic books characters have to have an end, right? Eventually. Well, thanks to Vlad Oste Daily Times, comic books The Hulk's End is coming. Fans of the 1970s show will remember the Incredible Hulk need to know up and front. The Hulk The End has no connection to the death of the Incredible Hulk that did take place. This is going to be a different take on it, but you definitely got to check that out. Speaking of checking stuff out, John Celestri brings us The Boys Across the Street. No, this is some art from him and from way back in his day. He says he's thinking of offering a limited number of page-size rough pencil thumbnails pages from Bloodwing Angel, such as one shown here, as crowdfunding perks. Any interest? That's interesting. Would this be something that would make you want to own a piece of comic book history? Definitely get back with John Celestri and let him know. Coming to us from CBR, these are the 10 comics you should read if you like DC's Endless Winter. And it has proven less everlasting than the title would suggest, but that does not mean good times have to end. So definitely check that out. And coming to us just in time with schools getting defunded and art programs no longer allowing children to express themselves artistically, Rich Rivera picks up the slack with his Create a Comic now available in previews, and that it's going to be in shops on March 31st, 21, and you can order it now by using code JAN211524. Kamal Hennessy, most comic creators want to sell as many copies as possible of their work, but they might not know when or if their book is profitable or not. To answer this important question, it helps to understand the financial condition of your book before and after it goes on sale. And it definitely is something that creators need to look at and understand for the profitability aspect of the comic book industry. We have another preview from FlickeringMyth.com. This is the comic book preview for Future State, Superman and Wonder Woman #1. The Man of Steel and the Amazon Princess get the Future State treatment with this Tuesday release of DC Comics. And that came out today. Hit your comic book store if you're a Superman or Wonder Woman Wonder Woman fan. Get the first issue out now. And this is from, of course, the Ego Raven Unicorn Princess story. Some beautiful art, encouraging you to go to Kickstarter today and get yourself a copy. Award-winning TV producer Rodney Barnes has shifted gears to running a comic book published company. He's left Hollywood for now to make comics come to life. So that's definitely interesting. You got to check it out. See what he's been up to by going over to ritzherald.com. And from Blind Sight #1, which is available for sale, 2 alternate covers by Wilfred Lopez Centro, story by Jose Cruz, art by Wilfred Lopez Centero. Interested in the inbox? Thank you. And we have converted that from the original Spanish here. So this can be found over at Silver Island Studios, brought to us by the Indie Comics Connector Group. Local comic book shop artist passes away after a final battle with COVID-19. Very sad news. We always mourn. This was someone from the actual Kansas City area. We're, of course, this year we're going to be paying attention. Everyone passes on so we can pay our respects next year in the 21 Independent Creator Awards. And this sad news definitely is going to leave a hole in the community, as Steve Lytle has passed away. And very, very bad news. He had suddenly passed away after assuming he had the flu. It turned out to be COVID. So some definite bad news. We definitely send out the condolences to the family and friends of the fellow creator who has fallen. Brian Menard gives us something to look forward to. Always thinking ahead, Dojo Comics is working on a project from former Disney animator Arez Hernandez to bring you his tale of tragedy and triumph titled McGee War, to release later this year, maybe in the second quarter. Here's the cover to the first of the graphic novels we'll be bringing you via Indiegogo. And speaking of bringing you stuff, comicbook.com brings us Marvel's Kevin Feige reveals how The Mandalorian inspired WandaVision marketing. So they're definitely paying attention to what works over there. From, let's see, we're going to have to open this up, but this is shared from us from the Independent Comics Creator, and this is from Marcus Dodge Art. And now for something completely different. Work in progress. Alone in deep space, Stella, the Stargirl, embarks on a journey to help the planet she left behind. This is going to be a 150-page graphic novel that it will be available in paperback or digital on Amazon. It is available now, actually, I should say. For more, go to Marcus Dodge Art on Facebook and Instagram. Marvel sets X-Men spin-off comic Way of X. The new series focuses on the spiritual conflict at the heart of the new mutant nation of Karako, and this is more pyrotechnics than suggestions. Ooh. We're going to definitely have to check that out. I'm an X-Men fan, so you had me at hello. You had me at hello. Marvin Wynn says, as we move closer to the final order to cut off for the current issue of Previews, issue 391, I only have one question. Have you let your store know that they need to go to the edge? Are your orders placed? If yes, then thank you for your support. If no, what are you waiting for? The feedback from the fans and at the stores has been great. To help things along, we are going to offer some incentives. Tag your store, and you will receive a Blaine or a Mystic stickers, the Edge 3-part cover poster, a Mystic mini statue, as well as the Unwavering Gratitude Forever. We may also sneak in another extra at random. Could be a signed book. Thank you and welcome to the Edge. And therewith, let's see, I'm trying to see if nope, same thing. And this is the Previews catalog. It's January 2, JAN 211528. Call your local comic book store if you want to take part in the Edge. Justice League headlines, pictures from Zack Snyder's Justice League is reporting receiving a Blu-ray release. Wonder Woman 1984 plans released, so revealed, I should say. So if you want to know more about what's going on with that Snyder Cut, this is the place to go. We have some more art to bring you from Brian Brinley, from the Indie Comics Connector. He says, so I'm a little late posting this, but episode 2 of my webcomic, Shadow and Steel, just got posted. The Shadow Elf Sarith continues her search in the mountains for the missing sheep, but finds something else instead. You can check out the latest webtoons, Tapas and Comic Fury. Go take a look at it and give it some love. So you can check that out right now over on Webtoons. The Invisible Man Chronicles. We've been talking about this book. It's the pioneering black artist of the early comic book industry. Definitely making its way around. If you're interested in that, which you should be, go over to freeip.com and see not only the article, but how you can get yourself a copy today. All right, we have another one of these where we have to open up real quick for the fans at home. So you know, your pal, this is Joshua Strantz, by the way, your pal around with the magic box, and eventually something's going to come out of it that you don't want. It's summer at Red 5 Comics. And this is brought to us from the Indie Comics Connector group over on Facebook. We have a preview from Flickering Myth for Future State Robin Eternal #1. If you're a Robin fan, this is definitely something you're going to want to check out. And we have another one of those that we have to open up quickly to give you all the information about the Captains, which is the new indie comics. This is phase 0 of a 21 project presents The Captains, illustrated by J.P. Torres, a space cowboy style that follows the exploits of spaceway pirates. Set in the Tales of the Stars universe, this 0 issue is full of Easter eggs and guaranteed to entertain. The spaceway pirates are an ancient race of wanderers in the Tales of the Stars universe, always led by a captain. The series chronicles the history of the spaceway pirates in a non-chronological account of their adventures across existence. And you can check that out right now by going to CNS Comics on Facebook. She-Hulk has a rumor going around that Kristen Ritter's return as Jessica Jones will happen during that Disney Plus series. So we're a little excited about that. And we got some more art that we're going to quickly pop open to give you the news about this project from J.D. Calderon, as he tells us that Oswald will return soon. And here's a little piece of the future for your viewing pleasure. And it definitely is some beautiful artwork. Thank you for that viewing pleasure moment, J.D. Brought to you by J.D. Calderon. The Comics News Wire brings you The Secret Invasion from Kevin Feige on adapting the major Marvel comic event, not only to the movies, but to Disney Plus series, and it's exclusive. And that was given to us by comicbook.com, but found on the Comics News Wire Twitter feed. And from Simon Sim Potier, from the Comics Related Madness, we have you checked out the Tales from the Naughtyverse yet? Discover Nat, the Merc, a badass intergalactic man of action, freelancing his life in a universe filled with aliens, monsters, robots, mechs, and dangers of all types, even a hot blue-skinned warrior babe. And that can be found now on Indiegogo. Cyberpunk 2077 developers may be even more trouble, according to a new report, as Poland is actually investigating them right now. You can find out the full story by going over to comicbook.com, which is found now. By the way, you can find all these amazing stories by simply going to the Comics News Wire. Spell comics, COMIX, newswire.com. And just go into the weekend's news and you'll find all these great stories. And this is from Cassidy Blonde. This is some art preview we're getting from page 2 of Gorilla Galaxy Into the Chaos Zone. It's small chunks and new lettering layout for an easier to see art. This is definitely something that you're going to want to have as part of your collection today. Moving on to some sad news. John Riley, General Hospital actor and Iron Man cartoon voice, has died at age 84. Some sad passing. We're always sad to bring you that news. Make sure to go and send your condolences via Twitter on his account. Let the world know what he meant to you as a fan. Attention, fellow indie creators. The NPG Comics is looking for quality printer options for our upcoming Indiegogo campaigns and Master coming this spring. Any and all recommendations you have and have used in your own publishing would be appreciated. Now, I will say this. For us, we have a printer that we absolutely love. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to play you guys a quick, you're seeing our Freaky Friday background there real quick because we have this in a different room. But here is our printer. This is who we suggest, my friend. Comics Impressions over here in Cape Coral, Florida, does an amazing job. If anyone's got a book of mine, you know what they create. And this is all the news that we had over the weekend. Mike says hello to us. Lisa gives us Fire Bitch is Killing It. That's a Kickstarter. We have not gotten permission, once again, Lisa, to actually feature on this show. So it's not that we're feeling left out. It's just that we are left out. Find out what all the hype is about over at that weird small little URL link, but also I think that you could find it by just looking up Fire Bitch on Facebook today. We're going to head over to the Monday news, and we're going to start with support your friends, just like you support a celebrity that doesn't know you exist. How often have we seen people just absolutely go out and buy everyone's rap album, buy everyone's new movie tickets to the new movie, or shirts or posters, but then when it comes to the people you really know, you don't support them? Take a moment and let that sink in and really consider maybe you should be changing who you're supporting. Deadpool 3 is now confirmed to be in the MCU, and he's going to be rated R. So we're going to get the Deadpool movie that we've always gotten. Disney will not neuter the Deadpool. That's coming to us from comicbook.com. Here's some interesting art to look at from our friend Matt King, who posted this in the Comics Related Madness. Caption this, LOL. Manfred examines the severed head in this upcoming Tales of Enlightenment graphic novel, artwork by Edward Clark. You can join their cult by signing up to their newsletter, and Satan's grandson and a reluctant killer robot murder their way across the multiverse in an effort to reach enlightenment. But it's enlightenment all the way through? It would be. Satan's Sato cult tries to intercept the duo, and Amazon warrior seeks revenge. Even MGA TRP, a cosmic DJ and space god, and teaches them a better way to live through peace, love, and universal brotherhood. Tales of Enlightenment, Airhorn FX here. And no, we're not going to do that. Tales of Enlightenment Volume 2, the anthology. Whole bunch of amazing creators behind that. It's coming soonish, so stay tuned. And make sure that you're subscribing to the Comics Related Madness today. And we have some sad news. Black Widow and more may soon follow suit as Morbius is pushed to October, which is weird because we do have another article that came out relatively at the same time. This came from comicbookmovie.com. And here it is. Kevin Feige on confidence of Black Widow dropping in May. Find out how confident he is by going to comicbook.com. And I would say it's low confidence considering everything we're hearing right now. The Flying Panda is being featured from Cassidy Blonde as she tells us the Into the Chaos new page with lettering. And this is art by Moro Pedro and colors by Sketchy Raven. The Flash rumor movie, Danny DeVito's Batman villain, the Penguin, could return. And our good friend Luke Stone is going to be coming out with a brand new story arc as The Killing Field Part 1 has been revealed. And you're going to find out more about this by going to Indiegogo.com and making sure you sign up to get notified when this goes live. And of course, there's the She-Hulk rumor that we have. Matt Knowles brings us that Roland Man, John Crawford, Jay Magna, and let's see, Roland Man, there he is. We have John Crawford. Amazing show going on at D-Land this Sunday. It's going to be January 17th. Make sure you wear a mask. 12 and under are free with an adult. I really wanted to be part of this, but could not. I can't make it due to vehicle issues. Please be my substitute. Go there, take pictures, show me what's going on. Remind me what a Comic-Con looks like. This is the person behind this is an amazing promoter. Nothing but love, puts on the best shows. If you're in Florida, make plans to be there this weekend. Comic book preview for The King in Black, Thunderbolts #1. This is brought to us by FlickeringMyth.com. And here are some more of the vendors coming to us for the D-Land Collectibles Comic Show. Some amazing people are going to be part of this show. You got to definitely check it out. You got some amazing food as well. This is going to be a show you're going to want to get to. If my car weren't having problems, trust me, I'd be there this weekend with you. Future State Comics, you should read, even if you're skipping the DC events. So this comes from us from ScreenRant.com, who says, even if you're not following the Future State event, there's no doubt that there are some breakout comics on the lineup that you don't want to miss. Speaking of not missing things, on Kickstarter, we had this amazing interview with James Sims yesterday, and I saw the Superman, I was suddenly reminded. Someone had called him out. Actually, Trish had said that a good point about the Superman and how his Omni character could be compared to Superman, and what he said next was amazing. So this was a little excerpt of our interview yesterday. It was a great interview. But just, just don't call them soups. Friends say it looks too much like a rip on Superman. Needs the video to show the difference between please don't hate people for telling the truth. No, it's true. James has a different idea of it. And the fact that this kid picks it up and, again, I mean, Superman changed our lives. It's what we all fell in love with as kids. We all want to have that superhero being. But I get the feeling from what I've seen in this, it's a very different story than Superman.
And I just that, like, on purpose, it looks like Superman at the beginning. There's a reason why it's a Superman-esque story. Like, but if you stick with us, especially after the first issue, you will start to see the difference between Omni and Superman. So, it's drawn like Superman because that's our superhero archetype. Anybody in the world who thinks of a superhero thinks of Superman, right? That's the first thing that pops into your head. So that's what we want. We want the world to see Superman. But by the end of issue 12, you'll have quite a different picture of Omni.
And I love it. And that was some great moments right there. Thank you to Trish giving us this brilliant moment to talk about stuff. You notice that I'm blocked out. That was my choice. I did it. We actually made a live video that you guys are actually going to see now tomorrow when we do Backer Pause at 11 a.m. Eastern. And you can find that tomorrow on our show and see the video we made live in the middle of an interview. That's right. That's how good I can be at times. And by the way, those books were brought to us by ScreenRant.com, the ones that you should be following, even if you're not following the entire event. Lee Reese gives us from the Comic Related Madness group this still finalizing the pencils of the sequential art. But look how beautiful that art really is. Just breathtaking. Okay, according to Kevin Feige, he says some of the rumors might be true about the Marvel multiverse. What was he saying was true? Who is he saying he might see? Well, you're going to have to go to comicbookmovie.com to find out more. And this is brought to us by Dark Light Day and I Welcome Death. Check out this amazing video of a character being built from their latest creation. And more to come, so stay tuned. And Green Lantern preview from Flickering Myth. Oh, it looks grim for the Lanterns. Check out this free comic book preview for Future State Green Lantern #1 over at flickeringmyth.com. And from Joseph, we have, and this is over at the Indie Comics creator, this is Behold the Black Cock. And Galena is back for you. And no, that's really the character's name, Black Cock. I'm serious. I'm sure this might get me taken down from YouTube, but it's not even dirty. That's the character's name. All right. Death Metal proves a point that only comic book fans understand. Thanks to Dark Knight's Death Metal, everything in DC Universe matters, and it's a very meaningful concept specifically for comic book fans. So, to find out more, go to ScreenRant.com. And from Rich Pirato, we have... Ooh, this one's kind of there. Let's see. This is not over at the Indie Comics Connector. First off, he thanked them for letting him get in the group. And he says, presents the Incantus and Cassandra Rosea, a baller dancer, who discovers her ability to manipulate mystic energy through movement, learns she is destined to not only be the greatest sorcerer of all, but also the keeper of Wrath, a group of sorcerers' only goal is death of all mortals. Imprisoned in a pocket dimension, only Cassandra can contain the Wrath within the extra-dimensional prison forever. However, Cassandra comes about these revelations will determine whether she will embrace this sudden change of the destiny or be consumed by it. This is the first chapter as it is finished. Below images, or for us above, are a few pictures of the first chapter. The video for the Kickstarter campaign, which starts just on February 1st, will be released this Wednesday. It's been released. Go to Rich, see his new video, and please click the link to Incarnate's page for updates and post it on the chapter, or just say hi. And there you go. You have the Facebook page right there. And he gives, he gives, thank you so much for taking this look. You won't be disappointed. Sophia Brocana is also part of this. Crossover surprise characters not who fans expected. Donny Cates and Jeff Shaw's crossover continues to be full of surprises and the hero everyone assumed was Superman is finally revealed. Oh my, who could it be? Find out by going to ScreenRant.com. Here's a little job by Alex Piera, and this is from Ack Blackjack, and it is in a language I cannot read the top, but I can read the bottom for you. One of the pages to the first volume of the comic Calaville, written by, and it's at Gutacano Nacinio, and humbly illustrated by himself. And the comic will release through Gorilla Comics. I don't have a date for you guys yet, but it is going to be released, and it is coming soon. Speaking of things that are coming soon, following the departure of Terrence Winter over the creative differences, Matt Reeves and HBO Max's upcoming The Batman spinoff show has enlisted Guerra Haiji, creator of Joe Brenton, to take over as showrunner. So, still moving forward, we're still going to get that Batman. Nothing bad, just a change of writer and showrunner. So we'll have to see what comes of that. And let's see, we got for the crowdfund of the week, we still have Meredith in the lead. So choose now or forever hold your peace. WandaVision's Elizabeth Olsen and Paul Bettany love their hilarious classic Marvel costume moments in the upcoming WandaVision series. And this is from our friend Alex Duay, who tells us to get you guys excited for the Zenner Indiegogo campaign coming late February, early March 21. Here's a look back at the zero entry that introduces many of you to our upcoming series. If you want to know how and when you make this series become a publishing reality, just follow us by signing up for the link and go to the Indiegogo page right now so you get everything you need to. Joe Sataran, I knew I was going to have trouble with his name. You know who he is. Famous musician, Joe Satarian. It's one of those names with my dyslexia. I totally apologize. There are certain names I have trouble with. It's just the way reading it, it jumbles in my mind. Famous guy in the music industry to release Crystal Planet comic book series. You're going to have to go to blattermouth.net to see more about it. I took a look. It looks amazing. Matthew Schofield, speaking of amazing stuff, gives us his latest comic page done exclusively, or completely, I should say, in Clip Studio Paint EX. He is flexing his creative muscles as Stroller Man keeps on steamrolling by Steamroller Man, not Stroller Man, Steamroller Man. It's an action-packed start to 2021 as the Night and Sleep Tight take down a mugger. So there we go. This is some big news. The new organization will bring together an online network of stores. From Hollywood Reporter, we have how the comic book shopping experience aims to aid in the industry. We plan to be one of those ambassadors for the industry, says co-founder Nikki Baraka of the new organization. This is a group of people coming together from comic book stores trying to help, I guess, creators get into comic book stores. It's interesting. You should definitely check out the article. If you're a creator, you should be paying attention to that. And, of course, we saw the clip I just gave you about Don't Call Them Soups. This is Geek Speak, the indie edition with James Sims, and we're super excited about the new show that we have. And from Comic Book Previews, we have Red Sonja, the Superpowers #1 from Flickering Myth. And they do a lot of those cosplay covers, so that's what you're seeing right there. But don't be hesitant. There is real art, not just photography, in that comic book for you guys to see. And from Aaron Humphreys, we have Come Explore the Fantasy World of Goblins on Webtoons. Free comic book for you to read freely at your leisure. How cool is that? This is, again, from our Comics Newswire group. And Black Widow headline here. Morbius was pushed back to October. We saw this a little earlier in the show, and that's it. We just had some doubling. That's the end of the show. I want to thank you all for tuning in. Remember to check out our list of schedules. Our list of shows that we have to bring you information. Of course, like we just told you, Geek Speak Indie Edition will be on Mondays. Today was the Comics Market Watch. We appreciate you tuning in. Tomorrow's Backer Pause. We need to have a judge. If you're listening right now and you want to be a judge on the show tomorrow, we're going to put out the call for it in just a little bit. Make sure to vote for what the the crowdfunder you think should be the one to back this week is. And on Thursday, we will have the Comic-Con forecast. Sure, we don't have a lot of Comic-Cons, but even one is worth our time, as we'll tell you everything going on there and see if there's anything coming in the near future. And on Friday at 11, all these shows happen at 11 a.m. This is Weekended, where Michael Lanning takes over and anchors a show with Meredith Logren, an announcer voice guy that sounds just like me, as we give you the end of the week news, where we even take some of it during the week, the Monday, Tuesday, and weekends news, and talk about it just a little bit more than we did today. And on Saturdays, we take the day off. So when on Sunday, we can be nice and bushy-eyed, or is it bushy-tailed and bright-eyed, for Sunday Comics Brunch, where apparently we need a lot more coffee for everyone involved, including me, so I can actually be able to not trip on my words so much. I thank you all for tuning in. We appreciate you all. Please join us tomorrow for Back Pause at 11 a.m. Make sure to spend just $1 to help make dreams come true of different creators. We'll see you tomorrow at 11. My name is Mr. Anderson. It's been my pleasure to bring you the news of the comics industry.